Lots of people want to make healthy changes, but doing that can seem difficult. So today we're going to talk about why making healthy changes can seem so hard and some things you can do to make it easier. So no matter what healthy change you're trying to make, whether it's a change to the way you eat or your physical activity or your sleep or your stress management or any other thing that you might want to work on, it can seem like a pretty big challenge to a lot of people. And a common thing that people talk about is how it's so hard to do the healthy things that they want to do. And because it's so common to feel this way, I think a lot of people think that making the healthy choice is inherently more difficult in and of itself. But I really don't think that's the case. I think the number one reason making healthy changes can be hard is because you're making a change. It doesn't matter that it's healthy or not. That's not really the issue here. It's that you're trying to change the way you behave and you're trying to change your routine. Habit and routine are really powerful and they're a really great tool that our mind uses. I mean, routines are really helpful to make everyday life easier, so we don't have to be making so many decisions all the time. We can kind of get in autopilot a little bit and just let our habits take over. But because of that, if you're trying to change your habits, then it can get a little bit more difficult because your brain is still set to whatever the thing was before, and so it can be easy to slip back into that routine. But at the same time, that's good news because it means if you can switch that habit and make the healthy choice that you want to make the new routine, then it makes it a lot easier to actually do those things, because once they become the routine and they become your autopilot, then you don't have to think about them as much anymore. So then the question becomes, how do we make that change our new routine? And to do that, I have a few tips. The first thing that can help is to take whatever change you're trying to make and break it down into smaller goals. A lot of times when people are trying to make healthy changes, they might try to make a really big change or even make multiple changes at once. And when you're trying to do that, it just becomes a lot to handle. You have so many different balls that you're juggling in the air, so many things that you're trying to focus on, and you might be able to do that for a little while, but eventually something happens. Either it just becomes tiresome or something in your life changes, you get sick, or you have more stuff to do at work or something like that, and then you can't spend so much time focusing on all of these different changes and everything kind of just goes back to whatever your routine was before. And this is something I work on a lot with my one-on-one clients, taking their big goals and breaking them down into smaller chunks. So some examples. One might be for someone who wants to cook more at home and try some new recipes. So it really wouldn't be a good idea to say, my goal is to cook at home, make dinner 7 nights a week, every week for the rest of my life. That just isn't practical, it's not gonna work, and it's a lot to tackle at once. Instead, someone might say, I wanna try one new recipe each week. It's manageable, it's something that you can definitely do, and it helps you to focus in. And maybe you do that, you find a new recipe that you really like and can become a part of your regular meal planning. Another example might be someone who's working on body image stuff. Maybe they have a really negative body image and they are weighing themselves multiple times a day and picking their body apart in the mirror and just having a lot of negative body image thoughts and things coming up for them. So for them, it's not gonna be, just flip the switch tomorrow, love your body, and never have negative body thoughts ever again. That's not gonna be their goal. It's gonna be something maybe like to stop weighing, focus on getting that scale out of there. Maybe that's the first step towards them making their healthy change to have better body image. Another thing that can really help is working on your mindset. The way we think about the changes we want to make and the way we think about ourselves can make a big difference. So if you are thinking about how this is so hard and it's going to be so challenging, there's no way you can ever do it, that's just adding a ton more weight onto what you're trying to do, and it does make it harder to get it done because you're already thinking that it's not going to happen. Also, if you are in a mindset where you just think that I personally could never do this, or I'm not at the point now where I can make this change, that again can get in the way. So instead, try to flip it. Even if you feel like it is a little bit challenging for you to make the change you want to make, think of yourself as the person who already does those sorts of things. So maybe you think of yourself as the person who already cooks at home and that's part of their routine. Or maybe you think of yourself as the person who does love their body. And then you can kind of put yourself in those shoes and say, okay, if I was someone who cooked regularly at home, what choice would I make right now? Or if I was someone who had really positive body image, what would I do or not do right now? Switching your mindset and putting yourself in the place that you want to be and thinking from that perspective can really help you make the changes that you want to make. Something else that can really help is finding support, having a person or people in your life that can help you with the change that you want to make. So this could be someone close to you, like a spouse or a close friend. Maybe that they're that person who can really encourage you. My husband Jason does this for me a lot with things when I don't always want to make the choice that he knows that I want to make. So for example, going to a yoga class on a Wednesday night. I know when I go to yoga, I always come home feeling like so happy that I went, feeling energized, and just feeling a lot better and really happy that I made that choice. But sometimes, you know, it's the middle of the week, it's a Wednesday night, I've had a work day, I'm just like, I don't feel like going out, and maybe like this time of year, it's very cold outside, it's cold out there, I have to bundle up, maybe I'll just stay home. Well, Jason is really good at encouraging me and saying, you know, I know that if you go, you're gonna feel so much better. Just think about that. You know, go, it'll be good for you. Have fun, do your thing, and he really encourages me to make that choice, and that's really helpful. And a lot of times when I am in that kind of like, I don't feel like doing this, he can be that little push to get me there, and then I'm so grateful for it after the fact. Another form of support could be working with a professional. So if you're trying to work on your food or your body image, maybe it's working with a non-diet dietitian like myself. I know with a lot of my clients, one reason they come to me is because they really want that support and encouragement. They like, you know, sitting in our sessions, having those conversations, hearing my advice and, you know, what I think, and really helping to give them that accountability as well. Maybe if you're trying to make some healthy changes around physical activity, maybe going with a personal trainer can help you, someone who can show you how to do different types of exercise correctly so you don't hurt yourself, and, you know, give you the encouragement and to help, you know, tailor things to your level. Maybe if you want to work on stress management and you're trying to figure out how to do that on your own, maybe working with a therapist or a counselor who can help give you some tools and some things that can help you manage the stresses and the responsibilities of your life. If you want to cook more or learn new cooking skills, maybe it's going and taking a cooking class. Another thing that can help is reminding yourself that the goal with whatever change you're trying to make is not perfection. We're not trying to be perfect with anything. What it really is about is just making those changes step by step, and if things aren't going the way that you would like them to, then just correcting and, you know, keeping on the path. So many times when we're trying to make changes, we think we have to be perfect and that if we have one slip up, then it's all done, but really that's not the case. And if you can take that pressure off of yourself to be perfect, then that's going to help you when maybe you don't go to bed when you would have really liked to and you feel tired the next day. You don't have to say, well, this whole thing is over. You can just say, hey, I'm going to make the choice tonight to go to bed a little bit earlier. You just course correct and keep on moving, because it's not going to be a straight line and we're not trying to do everything exactly the right way. It's just about the intention and making sure that you are not like punishing yourself or throwing yourself off the wagon because you think that you've ruined it and it's all over, because it's not. And let me know in the comments if there are any healthy changes that you're working on right now, or if you've had success with making healthy changes in the past and how that went for you and what you think really made the difference, because I'd love to hear that. And I hope you like this video. If you happen to be new here and you want more healthy eating tips and nutrition info and videos like this one, then make sure that you subscribe, because eating healthy and living a healthy lifestyle really doesn't have to be complicated, and I want to show you how to do it. And if you want to watch some more videos, I have a couple linked over here that you might like. Thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you next time.